Big up yourself.
Hi guys, thank you so much for tuning in and clicking on this video. It's the latest on trend with your girl Biani.
Is frankly inconvenient. Human persons from their earliest days poisoned in the womb and dismembered, torn limb from limb. Bodies thrown in medical waste bins and in places like Washington, D.C., burned to power the lights of the city's homes and streets. Let that image sink in with you for a moment. The next time you turn on the light, think of the incinerators. Think of what we're doing to ourselves so callously and so numbly.
So just quickly, so that was a hearing on the abortion rights. That was back in May. That was the GOP's main witness who claimed that electrical company powers the lights with incinerated fetuses. So there's a couple more videos that I want to share with you guys. This is an important conversation that we need to have, and I know I've taken long to talk about it, but it's just more things are coming out and it's really triggering me. So there's been an overturn in the abortion law. Okay, so before, back in the days, pregnant women were entitled to an abortion during the first 3 months of their pregnancy. However, as of recent, that rule has now been overturned, and it basically making it possible for states to ban abortions earlier than 12 weeks. So I think it's 6 weeks, which is kind of like when women know that they're pregnant, because like a lot of women don't know that they're pregnant until like 6 weeks or 12 weeks, Charlie, I can't even remember, but I think it's 6 weeks. So by the time that you know that you're pregnant, like there's nothing that you can do about it. This is like illegal to do now, but individual states will now be allowed to decide if and how to allow abortions, which obviously that can change like very, very quickly. That law can change, and I honestly, there's a massive protest against it. So I wouldn't be surprised if those states just completely close off anybody from making those decisions. Now, following the overturn, there was a particular case of a 10-year-old girl who got pregnant and she was allegedly raped. However, I think they was trying to say that that was not true, like the story was false or something like that. And she had to basically go to Indiana to get her abortion. A man has been charged with the rape of that 10-year-old girl. Police say that a man confessed to raping her, and the case has become a flashpoint in the abortion debates. The arrest came after right-wing media and Republican Ohio Attorney General poured out scorn and reports suggesting it was not true and too good to confirm. And of course, that gained a lot of media attention. I want to play this quick video and then I will probably try and conclude. Oh no, and then I've got something else that I want to play for you guys, which I am just...
Thank you. Miss Foster, you think it's...
Okay.
What would choose to carry?
In the 10-year-old case, first of all, the Ohio...
No, my question is, would a 10-year-old choose to carry a baby?
In the Ohio case, the Ohio...
Can you just answer the question?
Abortion would have been justified.
Just answer the question.
Would a 10-year-old choose to carry a baby?
I cannot...
Do you think a 10-year-old should choose to carry a baby?
I believe it would probably impact her life, and so therefore it would fall under any exception.
Probably,
would not
you
be
know.
Abortion.
Wait. It would not be an abortion if a 10-year-old with her parents made the decision not to have a baby that was a result of a rape?
If a 10-year-old became pregnant as a result of rape and it was threatening her life, then that's not an abortion. So it would not fall under any abortion restriction in our nation.
Ms. Warbelow, are you familiar with disinformation?
Does that even make sense? I'm sorry, I'm scratching my head. If a 10-year-old girl decided to have an abortion because of rape, that's not an abortion. I don't understand. Bearing in mind, by the way, this is Catherine Glenn Foster. She is a pro-life advocate. Okay? And she says that it is not an abortion if a 10-year-old girl decides to get rid of the baby because she was raped. Sorry, abortion is abortion. Okay, first of all, abortion is a medical procedure. It's not defined by your reasoning. It's just a procedure. So you're pro-life and you are in support of the overturn, but now you want to come and give exceptions. But before it came out that the girl was actually raped, she didn't have an exception. I don't know if you guys understand what I'm saying. Like I said, the conversation of the abortion overturn, the abortion law being overturned, and the case of the 10-year-old girl, which is unfortunately and sadly the story of many people. I think it's sad. I can say this. I think it's sad that if a 10-year-old girl gets raped, she is now forced to go full term. Now, let's just say she goes full term, but she's not able to, she's not able to give birth because her body just hasn't developed like that yet, and that puts her life at risk. What would then the law suggest? Would then the law suggest that she is obligated to carry out a C-section, or it's almost like she has no control of her life from there on? From when you say that you are now obliged to carry this child full term, even though everything was done outside of your will, and once you do reach full term, you now can't even physically give birth to this baby because your body cannot take it. And then after that, you're now obligated to care for somebody that you literally did not consent to having. I just kind of feel like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I think that's wrong. I just think, well, where is the human right in that? So let me just quickly talk about this this last video that I want to share with you guys, just a little snippet of it.
She's literally saying, if you don't say that you believe a man can get pregnant, then you are encouraging the suicides of trans people. I'm sorry, that is so wrong.
I actually found his tone very patronising. And look, I understand...
Really?
I understand that there can be debate around things such as women's sport, but I know trans people. They are some of the most vulnerable people in society, and whether we like it or not, they exist. And the facts are that
he
if
wasn't
you
denying that
transition,
trans people exist.
if you transition and you are
this.
a trans man and you have a uterus, then you can give birth.
You can't have a
Hold on,
uterus.
right, one final thing. Hold on, I'm going to say some facts. I'm going to say some facts for the viewers.
Let the
I tweeted this.
speak.
I tweeted this, and it went viral. Women cannot have penises, and men cannot get pregnant. That is a
But then
fact.
you're denying
No, I'm
that
not
trans
denying
people
anything.
exist.
Trans people need rights, but not
At the expense of
not at the
science.
expense of women
Or science.
or science. Look, this is facts, and we move on now. And thankfully, politicians.
So actually, can I just ask you seriously, actually? A very simple question.
Yeah.
You think a man can get pregnant? Do you believe a man can get pregnant?
I think that trans men...
That's
That
not a man.
wasn't what was asked.
That's
That
not a
wasn't
man.
what
I
was
just think it's not
asked.
a black and white
It is.
subject. It isn't. And
It is.
actually, most trans women will say that, of course, they can't relate to our experiences as women, as teenage girls, but they are also victims of the patriarchy, and they are also a very vulnerable, if not more vulnerable group. And they exist whether we like
but
it
actually,
or not.
the point was,
It's different.
he wasn't talking about trans. She wasn't talking about trans men. She just wanted to use the term men, and that's my issue with that.
And also this tweet from the HRC, Human Rights Campaign. The HRC is the nation's largest LGBTQ plus civil rights organization. Okay, they basically are all about ensuring equality at home, at work, and in every community. And they tweeted, "Say it with us. Abortion rights are LGBTQ plus rights." I don't know about you, but I just kind of feel like this is a mockery. I just really feel like, what does abortion have to do with sexual orientation? What does it have to do with who you decide to be? Talking about something as serious a serious topic which fundamentally, primarily affects women, born women, before it can affect any trans women. As a trans woman, you will kind of feel the effect of it after you've transitioned, okay? But this affects women who are born women. But yet you want to come and insert yourself and be like, abortion rights are LGBTQ rights. And then on top of that, we have this debate about men being able to give birth. Men cannot give birth. Like, why is it that in the peak of such a serious conversation, which can actually be the definition between life and death to two women, you want to now come and insert yourself? And then if somebody has an opinion and opposing, be like, you know what, can you just stay outside for 1 second? Oh, you're transphobic. Appropriating this struggle and trying to insert yourself like in this debate really undermines like the struggle, and it really takes away of what women have to go through. Like, this is primarily an issue of young girls and women. So for somebody to say that men can get pregnant, it's devaluing and it's a mockery. You're making a mockery of something very serious that women are having to go through. And quite frankly, I'm actually sick of it. I have been trying to understand. Let me calm down. I'm so sorry. Let me calm down because I'm talking as if someone's in front of me. Let me just calm down. But you guys, I'm sorry, when you come on this channel, yeah, I am not a journalist, okay? I'm a commentator. I speak my mind. That's what I do here. Okay, and I'm very triggered and I'm very hurt because this is something very serious. Women are literally fighting to be like, okay, cool. Like, you don't want abortions to be something that people just do just like that. And I get it. I get the arguments. Because there are some women who are so careless. When we look at our society and we look at the kids that are in care, the kids that are neglected, why would you bring somebody into this world just to abuse them, just to neglect them? When we see the, you know, like the kids that, like a 3-year-old, a 2-year-old that was beaten to death, like you see some mums that literally hate their kids, like hate their babies that you carried, then just to bring them into this world. Like, these are all of the implications. These are the implications of giving irresponsible people the chance to like just carry these kids. Like, it's not everybody that's going to be forced to carry a child and look after them. Because, okay, let's say this, yeah, let's say now you're forced to carry a child, and then because you're saying that, for example, if I abort then I murder, what is the difference to somebody aborting and then murdering their 2-year-old child because they just hated that child anyway? Oh my god, this conversation, come on, I'm sorry, my heart is heavy on this. I get that. And then I also get, you know, just the life of the heartbeat that they want to talk about. And I get the religious sentiments behind it. But I just feel like this should be handled case by case. I don't feel that anybody should be forced to do anything because there are way too many kids that get neglected. I mean, recently I can't remember what state or country it was, whatever, they basically had this letterbox type of thing. It wasn't like a letterbox, sorry, but it was, imagine like a how can I describe it, where they can basically like take unwanted babies and then they can like place them in this this box thing, and then this company would collect them. Imagine the amount of babies that they receive on a daily basis. You hear stories of babies who are left on the street, or they're left in like just random places because people don't want them. They don't want the babies. So that's a problem. That's another problem that needs to be dealt with. Why can it not be dealt with case by case? Why can it not be dealt with like that? Because like the case of that 10-year-old, she's like, she's a child. She's a minor. So now you're going to force her to carry a child that was inserted into her without her consent. What if she dies? Isn't that murder? That blood would be on your hands. I would put that blood on your hands because you forced her to have that child. And are you going to support her? No, you're probably going to leave her to it, give her the minimum. I don't know, like here in the UK, what do people get on child benefit? It's like £21 or something like that for a child. Is that a joke? So now you're going to cause people to struggle in life. What is the actual reason? Like, I want to know. Don't tell me, oh, at that time, 12 weeks, 6 weeks, there's already a heartbeat. Give me something substantial. Give me something more. Give me reassurance. Give me a light at the end of this tunnel. Give me something to hold on to and be like, right, okay, I get that. Don't manipulate my mind with pictures and images and telling me that if I switch on my light, then, you know, it's generated by some type of fetuses. And of course, like, if you see horrible images of 6 weeks old and 12 weeks old babies and what they look like, that's going to trigger a certain emotion. Like, don't do no psychology, reverse psychology on me to try and get me to live a life that I am not ready to live. And I am not anti-abortion, pro-life. I'm neither, okay? I just feel like they should be taken case by case. I feel like there are too many elements and there's too many things to consider before forcing somebody outside of their will to do something. You know, it's not just one rule fits all. Like, it doesn't work like that. And, you know, I wish that we wouldn't have to go down that route. You know, I wish that people were more careful. However, there are just too many variables. There's too many things to consider. Like, people go through too many things, like the case of the 10-year-old girl who had to endure what she had to endure. Don't condemn me, like, don't sensualize your message, your approach to try and trigger an emotion out of me. Like, let's not sensualize this. Let's not use my emotions, my senses, my visuals, you know, to make me feel bad, you know, to condemn me with your ideologies. Like, look at me and what I have gone through. How about having certain organizations that will work with people? How about putting stricter rules and laws in place, you know, that you have to completely prove or show that you know, this is the right thing to do before forcing people to do something that they're just not ready to do or they shouldn't have to do. What is the difference between a fetus, okay, somebody deciding to abort at that development stage, and somebody killing their 2-year-old? What is the difference? Because that child that you were so trying to bring into this world, that was going to leave them neglected, hurt, and all of these other things, what is the difference? Because either way, that blood is going to be on somebody's hands. And my last point, sorry, coming back to this LGBTQ whatever, I'm sorry, like, actually get out. Now leave, okay? Exit, stage left, please. Okay? Abortion has got nothing to do with your transition, your sexual orientation, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And I don't care if people don't like me for this, but I'm sick and tired, because I have tried to be like, I'm trying to see where everybody is at. Like, this argument that this lady was saying, let me play it again. This argument about everything that she was trying to say, it's got nothing to do with the discussion. The discussion is a man getting pregnant. That's it, point blank, period. Don't try and beat around the bush. Don't try and talk about other things. It's not about you. This is not a stage. There's no lights, no cameras, okay? Nobody's saying light, camera, action. This is not your runway. This is serious matters that women and young girls are going through, okay? Now, if you reach that stage where you now have a uterus, then that's fine. We will deal with that. But for now, don't come and bring stupidness that, say this with us. abortion rights are LGBT rights. No. If you want to include yourself, be respectful. Okay, abortion rights are LGBTQ plus's concern. You know, it's like not rights now. I beg, y'all, please. I'm out. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Whew, ciao. Thank you for tuning in if you did. And I'll speak to you guys in my next video.